just wanted to share my thoughts on the recent ICE shootings that have happened in America. And before I get into the two individual cases where people have allegedly been shot, and I'll explain why I'm using the words alleged. But just wanted to start by saying I don't actually believe anything that they say in the media, especially the controlled mass media. And I produced some videos last year explaining why, giving 10 reasons why I don't believe mainstream media. I know from past experience that the media has been caught telling lies many, many times. And some of the lies have even led to America and its allies waging war in foreign countries, all based on lies. For instance, the 9/11. Yeah, and I'm not saying 9/11 didn't happen. I'm just saying the official story behind 9/11 is not true. It was a self-inflicted wound, also known as a false flag event, which was done to justify going to war with in Afghanistan and Iraq, and these type of things have been done many times. And what usually causes people to support war is what the media says, and you find that the media often aligns itself with the government, whatever the government says. So I'm just explaining why I don't believe anything that the media says. And specifically in this video, I'm referring to the ICE shootings. Why would I believe what the media says when they've been caught telling lies many times? So there's also a statement that someone made where they said, believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. And I think that's partly true. That statement is partly true, but I would even go, especially with what's what has happened recently with all the lies, like I say, in the media, and also now we have AI, which is also being used to produce fake news. For instance, I've seen a video that was done by Max Egan, who calls himself the Crow House, on Rumble. He produces videos on Rumble. For those who don't know him, he's friends with Jeff Berwick. But anyway, Max Egan produced a video. Think it was in either last year, 2025, or in 2024, where someone came forward and said that some of the footage that was used, or some of the footage that was said to be of Palestinians attacking Israel, was actually produced by AI. So AI now is being used to produce videos which can then be shown in the news to propagandize people and to make them believe that certain events have happened when they haven't happened. So there are many reasons why I don't believe what the media says. We know that the media is controlled. So maybe the first shooting incident we can talk about is the one of this person called Renee Good, who they say was shot after she tried to run over an ICE officer. But actually, they say that the car actually hit the ICE officer. But having viewed the footage, there's no evidence that officer was actually hit by the car. He actually managed to get out of the way. And also, having served 4 years in the British Army, and this is common knowledge anyway. You don't even have to have been in the military to know what I'm about to say. There are actually bullets that are said to be blanks. They make a banging sound, but there's actually nothing in them. There's no bullet as such, that there's no projectile that comes out of them. They just make a sound, a loud banging sound. So bullets these blanks can also be used as well to make, they can be fired and made to look like someone has been shot when they haven't actually been shot. And then the same ICE officer who was said to have been hit by the car that Renee Good was driving is said to have been previously injured in another incident involving a car where he received 33 stitches at hospital. Now, sometimes we miss it, but the number 33 is actually used in Freemasonry and in occultism to show. So, for instance, it's like a signal to the insiders that whatever is being said, when the number 33 is mentioned, it's a signal to the insiders to show that what is being said is actually false, and it's a scam for the uninitiated to go along with whatever agenda is being put before them. Yeah, so they said this officer received 33 stitches, and that same officer is the one that they say Rene Good tried to run over with a car. And then I think it happened on the 33rd Street of a certain place in Minnesota, and there are some who have said that not very far from that same location where Rene Good was allegedly shot, that's where the George Floyd incident happened as well. And also, some of you may not know this, but George Floyd was also an actor as well, and many of these characters that are involved in these incidents, that major, we're talking of major incidents, okay, many of them are actually actors or Freemasons. Yeah, so George Floyd was actually an actor. He was a porn star. And also recently I've seen photos that were taken of him bare-chested, and he had a tattoo of a double-headed eagle on his chest. The double-headed eagle is actually used in Freemasonry as well. And they besides the ICE shootings that have happened recently, there have been many so-called shootings, especially school shootings or mass shootings that have happened in America, which on investigation have turned out to be false, to be basically fabricated or drills that were meant to push the gun control agenda in America. Because we've known for decades now that there's a push to take away guns from Americans, because that's the only thing that's stopping the American government from going to full-blown tyranny, is the fact that Americans can protect themselves with guns. So we've had the Sandy Hook's shooting that turned out to be false. I know that Alex Jones was taken to court, and they said that he was supposed to pay the victims or the parents of the victims nearly, I think it was nearly I can't remember the figure, but it was perhaps billions of dollars, or nearly $1 billion, something like that, to the victims, because he had come out and said that the shootings were false. But I think that was a contrived incident. I'm talking about the whole thing about Alex Jones being taken to court and being found guilty for saying that Sandy Hook was a drill, and no one actually died there. But why I'm saying the whole court case or the court proceedings were staged is because Alex Jones works for the CIA. There's plenty of evidence of that, and I've even made a video which I put on my on YouTube, on my Rumble and BitChute channels, to show that Alex Jones is a CIA agent, just like Tucker Carlson. So yeah, yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention, actually, which I should have mentioned at the beginning, is that I wasn't there at the shooting where they say that Rene Good was shot. I wasn't there. I can't just take things on face value. That's just because they're in the media saying that someone was shot and killed by an ICE officer. Therefore it happened and you have to believe it. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but I take everything with a pinch of salt, especially when I see the number 33 being thrown about, and the various other symbols that were used as well. I wasn't there, and you were not there, so no one can say whether this is true or not. But what I'll do is I err on the side of caution based on previous experiences where we've been lied to many times, and especially the media was heavily involved in getting America to go to war with in Iraq, and I ended up in Iraq for 6 months with the British Army, fighting for something that was based on a lie. Fortunately, I was in the medical corps, and I never actually murdered anyone. Um, uh, for those who are old enough, you remember that there was a daughter of an ambassador who came out saying that Saddam Hussein's troops had gone into Kuwait and removed babies from incubators and then put them on the floor on the floors of the hospital where they were, and I think it said that the babies there ended up dying, but then it turned out that there was all it was a fake story. It actually never happened. But that those kind of stories, which were obviously put up by the media, swayed the public opinion and got Americans to rally behind their own government and military to go and invade another country. So in this case, it's not so much about invading another country, it's about getting Americans to give up their weapons, because specifically with the second incident where this guy called Alex Pretty, they said that he was shot by an ICE officer, and he was actually armed. He had a gun on him, which was taken off him, but in the process of the gun being taken off him, he said that he was shot. So some are saying that Alex Pretty shouldn't have had a gun on the street when he was out protesting, and President Trump and also Kash Patel have come out and said that going to a protest with a gun should not be allowed, and there's this whole anti-gun rhetoric which is being spun in the media, and you can see that it's a setup. Basically, it's about getting still pushing this gun control agenda, which both the Democrats and the Republicans do. I've actually seen a video where Donald Trump, the first time when he was president, was actually in a meeting, and I think he was in a cabinet meeting, but he was facing, if I remember correctly, it was Dianne Feinstein, who since passed away last year, I think. And when he was facing her, he said that he wanted to go and take guns away from Americans. So, and also bear in mind that Donald Trump was actually a Democrat before he became a Republican. So it doesn't matter whether you're left leaning or you're right leaning. This agenda affects. It's politics is basically two sides of the same coin. It doesn't really matter who you support. So yeah, once again, also with the Alex Pretty shooting, I wasn't there and you were not there, so we don't actually know what actually happened there. The whole thing could have been staged, could be fake, just like with the many shootings that I've already mentioned, which were said to be true at the time, but then on further investigation have been found to be false. There are many shootings that have happened in America, which a lot of them have been found to be false. Some of them have happened, but then it's been found that the authorities have been actually involved in killing civilians to push the gun control agenda, to make it look like some unhinged American has gone out and shot people, whether it's on the street or in schools. Yeah, so just a short video to say don't be deceived. Okay, Jesus warned us 4 times in Matthew chapter 24, verse 4, 5, 11, and 24 to watch out for deception. And we know from Revelation 12 verse 9 that says the great dragon, that old serpent, deceiveth the whole world, speaking of Satan. So Satan is deceiving the whole world. We're not supposed to just believe everything we're told in the media and accept it to be truth when we actually don't have evidence of that being the case. So it's interesting now that usually it's the Democrats who say who are normally openly against gun ownership in America, but now with this Alex Pretty issue, it's the Republicans apparently who have come out and said that Alex Pretty shouldn't have had a gun on him in the first place whilst he was out protesting. But these are the same Republicans who who always talk about the Second Amendment and how they are allowed to defend themselves by owning guns. So you can see that there's a narrative that's being spun, and for those who are not paying attention, they're going to be deceived. Okay, like I said, we've already been warned several times to watch out for deception. So that's what I wanted to say. Don't just believe everything. Don't believe anything you see in the media. And I would even encourage those watching to basically stop watching TV. You know, focus more and concentrate more on doing your own research through YouTube. YouTube has got a lot of bad stuff in it as well. There's a lot of propaganda on YouTube, but if you do proper research, you also come across very good videos, very good channels, and very good documentaries. But also use BitChute and Rumble and other um, um, media outlets such as Telegram. I use Telegram quite a lot and share information on WhatsApp. And there are many other media outlets out there you can look for information on rather than just watching TV. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share about the shootings that are happening in America and all this recent stuff that's happened. Where and some of it is actually to get attention, to get our attention, or specifically the attention of Americans, away from more important issues such as the Epstein files being released. You know, there's that whole thing has still been covered up to now. So yeah, is to distract us from more important things. So don't allow yourself to be distracted, and especially don't be deceived, and don't believe everything you see on the TV. So that's all I wanted to share about that. Thanks for watching the video.